What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth. I am back with another video, and today we're talking about Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, and this is developed by A44 Games, published by Keebler. This is available for the Xbox Series X, S, PC, PlayStation 5. You can download it on Steam, Epic Game Stores, Microsoft Windows Store, and there's also a day one launch on Xbox Game Pass subscription services. So you have every point of access to this game if possible. So let's talk about Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, and what it's about. Now, Flintlock is an action RPG game influenced by the Souls genre. There are 8 core elements that set Flintlock apart from your typical Souls experience. One, you play as a black female lead. Her name is Noor Vanek. She's come from the mine. She's like in an army. And then in this story, there was a portal pretty much open for these gods to come out, and they wreak havoc on the community, and this had a huge impact on Noor, and she went on to embark on a journey to get revenge on these gods and put them away for good, but she doesn't have to do it alone. So here are the things that kind of set Flintlock apart and what makes this game fairly unique. Let's talk about it. Enki, the fox-like companion. Yes, you are at the start of the game are met with you meet a fox-like companion. His name is Enki. He is also a god. He has elemental powers that assist Noor in combat, and he also helped fill out the dialogue throughout the open world scenario. He can be his moves and powers and things that he can do can be upgraded in battle, and it helps fleshes out the gameplay. Rift travel. This game has a unique way of traversing the world. Most of your travels will still take place on foot, but there is quite a bit of vertical scaling unlocked by activating skulls in this world. When you activate the skulls, you pretty much open up shortcuts or open up ways to like kind of warp through different checkpoints to get to high altitudes, to get to high peaks, or to get into things that you really couldn't get if you were on foot or if you didn't have wings. The traversal itself, Noor herself has unique leaping and jumping abilities that she earns and gains throughout the start of the game. These abilities allow her to reach certain distances and heights and to get to certain objective points of interest and secret passages. Another thing that Flintlock does uniquely is the firearms, the guns. Some Souls games do give you this option. This one is a little bit well-versed, more diverse, a little bit more options. There's a variety of ranged weapons to find and to use to help Noor in combat. These include rifles, pistols, grenade launchers, flamethrowers. Guns also work as a stun mechanic in combat, effectively disrupting strong attacks if you're unable to effectively parry or dodge. You will come into combat situations where you can't parry, or you're dodging, the enemy covers too much ground in a move, and dodging is kind of impossible. So the gun that you have on hand, just shooting that at the right time can also disrupt the combat. Reputation system. Flintlock features a unique system allowing players to multiply their reputation after consecutive successes in battle. These points can be spent on armor, upgrades, skill tree, etc. However, like in Souls games, these points can be lost if you die in battle and permanently lost if you die before reclaiming them. There is a mini game called Sable that people in the world of Flintlock play. Winning these games also gain you reputation points that can be spent on these same things. Sable is actually a fun game. I believe have an hour or so of gameplay of that saved, and I've played a portion. There is an achievement to unlock if you win a certain amount of games in a row. I think people will like this portion. A lot of RPG games have been incorporating, ever since The Witcher 3 with Gwent, a lot of RPG games have been incorporating so many games that kind of sort of take a life of its own, and I think Sable is a good addition to this game that helps flesh out the gameplay, and it's another side thing you can do and earn reputation points and whatnot to help also flesh out your gameplay, because what you do in that game also impacts what you earn and also leads to certain upgrades that you can get. Your caravan, your crew. Yes, as you progress, you will recruit new companions to your crew, unlocking more options to upgrade your gear and take on new side quests. These companions also reward you with weapons, armors, and a reputation. There are a ton of armor sets in this game and weapon buffs. There's various sets and buffs that are available for you to enhance your equipment. There's the way that if you match matching equipment, it'll come with like an extra buff. What I've wore throughout the second half of this game allowed me to inflict bleed or additional damage on hits. And if I timed my hit along with Inky, not only do I continue to inflict damage, I also gain health back every time I perfectly timed it. That pretty much I think got me through the game faster than I probably should. But there's a lot of options. There's a lot of armor and armor perks that's in this game that I haven't even tried. I kind of found the armor set that I liked and I stuck with it throughout my entire playthrough. Witherings. Witherings is if you've seen the trailers in Flintlock, it's essentially the finishers. So Nora and Inky come together to perform different type of finishing moves. There are several kinds that you can equip that you do in battle. So if you want to, perform a finish before, taking out someone, there's a cool animation that prompts up and that she does, pushes a lot of visual effects on the screen. Mind you, when this does occur, the frame rate does take a hit, but these are nonetheless, they are pretty satisfying to perform. So just to give you guys, my experience with Flintlock, this is about a 20+ hour game, somewhere between 20 to 30 if you're going for the 100% completion. It took me just under 20 hours to complete Flintlock. The game has replayability, rewarding you with doing side content and finding collectibles. There are also difficulty settings in this game. Now, the lowest difficulty setting, which is called Story, this actually disables the achievement. So if you're someone like me, you're not playing the game and not earning any achievements, so obviously I wouldn't recommend. But if you want something to practice or just to see what the game is about, you can do that. But just to give you a heads up, if you play on the easiest difficulty in this game, you will not earn achievements in your playthrough. The normal difficulty feels more appropriate. It's for a Souls-like experience. It's closer to what you get from a Souls attempt. And then you got the hardest difficulty, which is meant for seasoned Souls gamer players, like looking for even greater challenge. And it's called Possession. However, the game lacks a new game plus mode, which is significant. To me, a significant drawback considering the scale of the difficulty options and the open world appeal. It's once you finish the game, it's sort of over. But there is replayability. You can go back and do unfinished quests or side quests. You can go back and play, the boss again. And in a scenario like this, I don't want to start from the beginning in terms of my equipment, my points, my weapons, and my upgrades. I want to bring all this stuff with me, replay the game again with the new equipment and upgrades I got to see how I would fare better. And I think that's where they missed the mark. Now, typically nowadays, games typically launch a new game plus mode after launch, but it was just disappointing that it wasn't there for me to do right after I finished. I did start another game playthrough on the hardest difficulty, and so far, it's your par for the course Souls experience. Flintlock has several flaws, though. It does have some flaws, and I think these flaws hinder its potential, some of which can be fixed, and I believe they will, but these flaws plagued my original playthrough tenfold. Number one, performance. First off, the performance is an issue. Souls games are designed to be difficult, but poor frame rate performance can make the game even more challenging. The game could use more polish. It's not going to win any graphical awards, so the inconsistent frame rates are unacceptable in my opinion, and it may turn players off. Again, you guys see the gameplay. It's not that it's bad looking, it doesn't scream next gen or UE5. It's a pretty decent looking game, but we've seen better looking games with better performance, a la Lies of P. Let's talk about the audio issues. Now this may be repaired or fixed in a day one patch, but I experienced some horrid audio issues. I experienced heavy audio stuttering, the sound distortion, which made it difficult to enjoy the game. I'm sure this will be patched, but some of my epic battles were plagued with distorted audio and sound cutouts. And the final, and which could be really problematic to some of these people. And again, I do expect these things to be corrected with a day one patch. Crashing. Okay. I encountered bugs and crashes that required restarts. I got stuck in a loading loop and experienced a boss fight where the boss fell off of a platform and died. However, since the game wasn't designed for you to defeat the boss that way, I remained stuck in the area with no credit for winning until I unfortunately restarted the game and fought the boss again. It didn't help that this was probably the hardest boss I had to fight in the entire game. Even if Flintlock fixes all of its issues, this game has a ceiling. It's a budget Souls game with a decent story and cool enhancements to the overdone genre. However, it's just an average game. I personally like it, and I can get past the flaws and some of the game-breaking bugs, and I expect to earn 100% completion with the second playthrough, but that's just the insanity in me. What I like, you may hate. And I have to take that into consideration. I recommend playing Flintlock, but I can't guarantee you'll love it. So me, it's a 7 out of 10. For you, it may be a 5 or 6, but I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed my review. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I do have a another video uploading tomorrow, which goes over some of the boss fights I encountered. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Peace.